monopoly is real, but you have to have the financial understanding.
This is going to be an unbelievable event for you, I promise you.
How do you make your business about the community?
When that opportunity knocks and you can become something successful in life, you got to push forward.
Don't miss anything.
This conference, it has far exceeded my expectations, far above and beyond of what I ever would have imagined this event would have been.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Jared Glant here Thursday on the Cardone Zone. It's Young Hustlers, probably your favorite show of the week, if I had to guess, where every Thursday we bring you tips on how to make the most of life, business, life, relationships, all kinds of good stuff. We do a lot here on the Cardone Zone, but my show, Young Hustlers, is about money. It's about making money, getting more money. I think we need to do a little, you're gonna do a little shifty there? And so look, I just bring to you a show where I try to download the things that I've learned from Grant over the years. I've been with him for 10 years this year, so it's been a great journey for me. I've learned a ton. I've met a lot of really cool people, and I've had the opportunity to do some amazing things. And I want to share that all with you guys so that you can maybe shortcut some of the challenges that I've faced, so that you can eliminate some of the time it took me to figure some of this stuff out, and ultimately just get where you want to go faster. You know, I believe if you want to have something, there's no reason why you shouldn't have it sooner rather than later. You know, like if you want to find a great relationship, perfect partner, like if you want to find that person, then you should be able to get that now and not wait. You want to be wealthy and have freedom, you should be able to get that now and not wait. And so the ability to sell is really important in both those things. And so today, part of what we do here is we talk about the things you can do to make business better. And so we have the 10X Growth Conference coming up. And so kind of getting everybody ready for the 10X Growth Conference. This is a show that we normally do before the event each year because we want people to come and be prepared. So a plan is one of the most important things that you can have in life. You don't have to know all the details of the plan. I think this is where people get overwhelmed, is this is gonna be a problem for me, this chair, because it spins. So I'm gonna do that all the time. You don't have to know all the details for a plan, but you do have to know where you're going. And so like when I think about where I was at 22 or 23 years old, like I knew I wanted to do something, but I had no idea how I was gonna get there. And the truth is I knew I wanted money and I knew I wanted freedom, but I never really defined that for me. And so what ended up happening was I ended up trying to chase the how rather than staying focused on the why, what I wanted. Because when you can connect those two things, when you can connect yourself with the why, like intimately, you know all the details of what you want, what it looks like, what life is like with like that, and you continue to play that out in your head, then what happens is opportunities start presenting themselves. And then you start taking purposeful, meaningful steps towards the goals and the things that you want because you have clarity on it. And so a plan in that sense is really important. But that's talking about your whole life, right? Like that's talking about the things that you want to achieve over the next 10 or 20 or 30 years. What about what you want to accomplish in 3 days? What about what you want to accomplish when you come to Las Vegas and spend 3 days, 4 days at the 10X Growth Conference around a ton of amazing people? There's going to be so much opportunity in this one spot, and it would be terrible for you to blow it. And in order to maximize the event, if you want to have a 10X Growth Conference that you look back at and you go, that event changed my life, you've got to be prepared for it. Forbes magazine called the 10X Growth Conference the #1 conference in the country for connecting and for networking. Okay, you've got to come with a plan if you want to maximize this. By the way, we still have a few seats remaining. Somebody moved from the arena. They had about 25 people. They moved them up into a suite. So we do have some tickets available that just came available. If you go to 10xgrowthcon.com/uncle, There's about 20, I think 23, 24, 25 seats that are available. So check those out. Also, for those of you who can't make it to Vegas, we opened up a live stream. You can go to 10xgrowthcon.com/PPV, like pay-per-view, 10xgrowthcon.com/PPV. You can get access live to all 3 days of the event without having to buy a plane ticket or hotel, because the hotel's sold out and the event's sold out. So we don't got a room or a ticket for you. So make sure that you get access to the stream so that you can take all 3 days into the conference live in your own home. 3 tips to maximize the conference. There's 3 main things that I think that when you come to this event, you want to get out of it. There's 3 main things that I think you really need to focus on. And if you come in with the intention and a plan for each of these 3 things, I believe that when you leave the event, you're going to feel like you killed it, you crushed it, and that you got everything and more out of the event. Because the truth is, the ticket alone, the seat that you purchase for the event, does not guarantee that you're going to have a great event. You could have there's a ton of reasons why you could have a bad event. You focus on partying more than you focus on coming and being productive. You wake up late because you want to sleep in rather than waking up early and connecting and networking with people. You gamble and lose a bunch of money rather than being focused on business. Like, there's a lot of things that could ruin your trip that are entirely up to you. So keep focused. Like, there's going to be plenty of Vegas trips that you can take where you can go and be a jackass in the future. Like, after you've gotten past whatever stage you're stuck in right now, and you've got some money and you can afford to be a knucklehead. Because there will become a time, if you get on the path to financial freedom, where there is a little bit of leniency if you want to be a knucklehead. I know I'm not there yet, so I try to be a knucklehead as little as possible, but it still happens. So 3 things that you need to do in order to have a 10x growth conference that you'll always remember, okay? So number 1, you have to have a plan for networking. I hate networking, just to be clear. Like, I hate networking. I hate having to go, like, I'm so cut and dry. I don't really like a lot of like meaningless conversation. My wife hates this because I like to have like intentional conversations with, like, okay, hey, short, to the point, like, who are you? What do you do? Is there an opportunity for us to do something together? No? Okay, good. I'm gonna move on. Hey, who are you? What do you do? Like, I like, it's like the most crude form of speed dating you can imagine. So for me, that's kind of in my mind networking, like going and like, buttering up somebody. Like, that's just not really my style. I hate networking. But what we offer at our event is a very, very open door for people to actually pull this off. So I think that professional networkers, like, they develop some tact and they develop, they develop some softness to their conversations, and they can kind of navigate those chats and kind of get in and out and be polite and all those things that I'm not great at. But what you have to have when you come here is you have to connect with people, because people that have everything that you want in life. Like, whatever you think of when you wake up in the morning and you try to write down your goals and get goal focused and get motivation for the day, like, people have all of the things that you write down on that goal list. And it's your job to connect. So that's the value of networking. But you need to know who you need to connect with. So I would say that as a precursor to the 3 things that we're going to discuss today, I would say that number 1, this is like pre-tip, is that you need to find out what you want. W-Y-W. What you want. You can't know the people you need to connect with if you don't know what you want. So if you are starting a company, let's say you have an advertising company, or you run Facebook ads for somebody, or you manage social media, or you have a software company, or whatever, like, you need to do an assessment right now of what you want. What do you need? What do you want? What is the thing that is preventing you from getting to the next step? Like, you should be able to say, okay, hey, I am in startup mode right now. Yeah, I think it's good. It's good.
Just a little reflection.
Just a little reflection.
There you go.
So if you're in startup mode right now, do you need money? Do you need a developer? Do you need marketing? Do you need a salesperson? Do you need fulfillment? Like, what do you need? Because that's going to determine who you need to meet. If somebody says, hey, what are you doing at the 10X Growth Conference? You need to be able to go, hey, well, I have a startup company. It's a peer-to-peer lending platform where we connect people with a community of their peers that's willing to give them money in a non-predatory way. The thing I really need to connect with right now is I need to connect with a team of salespeople. That's really why I came to this conference. I came to learn, but also I need to connect with some people who could crush it for me in sales on the phones. If you know that and you can bring that into these conversations here, then baked into those communications, those short interactions you have when you're meeting with people, you sound like you have intention, you sound like you have focus, you're going to communicate with confidence, and all of those things are going to start positioning you to maximize the right opportunity when it comes along. Okay? Now, if you don't know that, then I'm going to say, well, I just started an app, things are going well, and you're going to get lost in all this conversation that's meaningless. Like, you got to eliminate the time to get from point A to point B because there are 11,600 attendees coming to this conference. And your job is to connect with as many of them as possible so that you can find the people you need to connect with that are going to get you to the next step of what you are looking to do. So your networking doesn't just necessarily need to be in the example that I set out like this. Maybe what you're trying to network for is you're trying to network, my name's Jared. I work in sales right now for a security or solar company. And, I'm looking to connect with somebody under 30 who's made more than $250,000 a year because I would really like to network with them and learn from them. Like, that's an important thing to know. Like, what do you want? What you want from the conference? You got to know what you want to get from the conference. That could be somebody you need to hire. That could be somebody you need to, somebody that you need to like connect with because maybe it's like something you want like physically, like not like a relationship, although there's probably going to be some of that going on if I had to take a guess. But maybe it's somebody like you want to connect with somebody who can mentor you in fitness or somebody who can mentor you spiritually. Maybe you're Jewish and you're single and you don't have a family and you're looking for somebody who's a Jewish business owner with a family that you could connect with because you want to be successful in business and have a family and you're Jewish. Like my point of all of this, because I'm making all of that up right now, all of those examples, the thing is they're supposed to demonstrate to you the fact that if you need something, number one, you got to know what you want. And then number two, you got to have a plan to connect with the people that can help you do that. So what does that mean for you? Who do I need to meet? How am I going to meet them? You need to have, by the way, a target for this. You have to have a target. If you don't have a target for how many people you need to meet or how many people you need to connect with each day, then I promise you, you will walk away disappointed. You'll walk away and you'll have regret. You'll walk away and you'll go, man, I could have made better use of my time there. Because there's no target. Like without a target, there's no destination. Without a target, there's nothing to push towards. Without a target, it's just meaningless activity that is like aimless. Like you'll be wandering around and the conference will swallow you up and the conference will happen to you rather than you making the most of the conference. So number one, you have to network with people, okay? And you need to know who it is, and in order to do that, you have to have a plan. So maybe the target is to meet 100 people a day. You met 300 people in a matter of 3 days. That would be pretty impactful. I would think that there's a good shot that with 300 people, if you were able to meet 300 people, it's my belief that 300 people are at least like that many people. You're 1 degree away, 1 degree of separation. They say the 6 degrees of separation thing, like everybody's connected by 6 people. If you meet 300 people, I guarantee you that one of those 300 people knows the person that will change everything for you. So that's how you need to think about this event. That's how you need to get committed to like what you're doing on a daily basis. You need to wake up early. You need to make sure that you're not out drinking late and you're not hungover and that you're at the conference all the time. You're not getting lost in the freaking casino gambling or whatever, or going around trying to sightsee, making it a vacation. Dude, this is about money. This is not about vacation right now. Okay, so number 2. So pre-tip, number 1, what do you want? You got to figure out what you want because that's going to tell you, based on your situation, your current circumstances, who you need to network with, right? So number 2 is learn. You need to go to 10xgrowthconference.com, 10xgrowthcon.com. You need to look at all the speakers that are going to be there. Like, do some pre-work with them. Like, Scooter Braun, go Google him. Read a couple articles. Watch a couple videos. Magic Johnson, read some articles, right? Like, don't just be surprised by what they talk about. Like, do your research. It would be like you going and applying for a job at a company and not having been on their website, not researched anything about them. Like, you get caught off guard there, right? Like, you're not looking for something specific. They ask you questions you don't know the answers to. Like, there's no pre-work laid out. Like, it's a bad position to be in. What you should do is you should take a look at the people that are speaking, do some research about them, and understand their story and what happened for them to get where they're at so that you can come in thinking, okay, Scooter can teach me about this. Magic can teach me about this. GC can teach me about this. Kevin Hart, I can't wait to hear him talk about this. I went and watched Kevin Hart's documentary, not just because I think he's a great guy and an amazing story, but because I'm like, okay, what do I need to learn from this guy? How should we, what are some questions that we should ask him when he's there so that we crush this interview? So you got to research the speakers, and you got to have questions. Write some questions down for each speaker that you would ask them if you could ask them a question. Who knows? You might have an opportunity to ask them questions. But you should come with a list of questions for each speaker. If I had Grant Cardone, what questions would I want him to ask? At least that way you know what you're looking for. Rather than getting caught up, dude, we spent $6 million on this event. Like, we spend more money on AV and production than any event in the business space, like of its kind like this. Like, more money than anybody. There's going to be lights and screens and LEDs and like stuff coming up from under your seats and fire and explosions. Like, there's going to be all kinds of cool stuff happening. It's going to be distracting. It's going to be overwhelming. And then what's going to happen is somebody's going to get up on stage and be like, oh my gosh, it's Magic Johnson. He's a legend, blah, 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 blah. He's crazy. Oh my God, I can't believe he's in front of me. And then what's going to happen is that's going to happen. And then Magic's going to be off stage. And because you weren't prepared and you didn't know what to try to get from his presentation, you end up with nothing. And you don't want that to happen, because then you miss out. Unless, of course, you get the stream, 10xgrowthcon.com/PPV. You can watch it live. Of course, if you're at the event, you're not going to watch it live. But if you go to 10xgrowthcon.com/PPV, you also get access on demand to the recording for life. All right? So number 1, you got to connect and network with people. You got to know who you're going to connect with. You got to know how many people each day you need to connect with to hit your target. Number 2, you got to learn. You got to have a plan for learning. Go through each speaker on our roster, although there's 3, maybe 4 speakers that are complete surprises. And this is what's cool and exciting about that. You will know every single one of them. Like when we announced Kevin Hart, everybody's like, oh my God, everybody knows Kevin Hart. Right? These 4 speakers, everybody will know. Big names. Like this is the biggest amount of surprises we've ever had at any of our conferences. It's going to be crazy. Okay? So you got to know what you want to learn from each of the speakers. And then number 3, you got to find out who's got your money. Dude, you need to sell people some stuff. Who's your ideal target? Who's your ideal prospect? If you're coming to sell something, Like, who's your ideal prospect? What problems are they having? You need to go back through that and be like, okay, these are the types of people that I can do business with. They're people in the dental space. They're people that need to have marketing, but they're doing it in-house on their own. They're not doing it all. They're using these old, outdated, traditional ways of marketing when I can show them how to do bing, 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 bing. Like, these are the problems I'm going to help them solve. This is the average return on investment that I'm going to get. And these are 3 case studies or examples of dentists in their space, in their field of similar size that I've helped them double their sales. Like, play all of this out. Be prepared. Such an amazing opportunity. It's like you're getting dropped into. Imagine like this. So if you've ever had to sell something door to door, like knock on doors, drive around, go knock on a business's door, and go talk to somebody, like the amount of time it would take you. I used to do this. I used to be able to get I think 18 businesses a day because I'd go in and I was taking orders like on the spot. Like 18, 20 businesses a day was like the max, and that was if I was jamming, and I'd be out on the road at 9 o'clock, and I wouldn't come back till 7 o'clock at night, and then I had to go do all my production. It was there till 10, 11 o'clock. It was crazy, right? But I was cramming all of this into one day. You have 11,000, 12,000 people almost that you literally don't have to go knock on a door. You just go bounce around. You get hundreds of people in a day if you're grinding, okay? So you need to figure out exactly who you're looking for, exactly what their problems are, and exactly what you can do to help them. And you need to be able to articulate that quick. In our mentoring call, we just last week we went over your pitch, and we talked about like you got to have a 15-second pitch that is on point. It speaks to the problems. It immediately can communicate what you can deliver for them, and hopefully can quantify the result and the impact that they're going to have. You got 15 seconds to say this, right? So when you're talking about like what you can do to help people or the pain points that a business is having, hey, I have a company and we help businesses that are experiencing trouble in this area solve it by doing this, and we can help them increase their production results efficiency by 3 to 4x. Whatever. Like, that's totally made up. Make it work for your business. But you got to have something that's tight, that's planned, that's rehearsed, so that you can, like, spit this stuff out, because, like, confidence in communication increases people's certainty. And when people are certain, they make decisions to do stuff, like buy your product. So you got to be prepared for this. That is really what this show is about. Do not think that you have a ticket, you're going to show up, and then you're just going to sit back and let the conference happen to you. Most people are going to operate under that plan. But the people that come who can make this conference make the difference in their life, in their business, are going to come with a very clear plan, okay? In my mind, that plan should be who you need to connect with based on the things that you need right now in your business or your personal life. Number 2, come with a plan for what you want to learn from each speaker. And then number 3, if you're trying to sell something, figure out exactly who the customer is, what their problems are, how you can help them. And you need to have a 15-second pitch that just slams, where you can cut through everybody and they're like, wow, this person is professional, they're rehearsed, they're confident, they know exactly what they do and how they can help. That might be somebody that I want to do business with. Let's go to the phones.
You've got Dave in New York.
Dave in New York, welcome to Young Hustlers.
Jared, what's up, hustler?
My man, how are you?
Good, man. Great. So I do have a question for you today. My question is, what can I do to help you February 21st to 23rd?
I
want to be involved, man.
You're going to be at the event?
I'm going to be at the event.
Are you on Cardone University right now?
I am on Cardone University.
Okay. Like the thing that you can do that can help us the most is literally just tell everybody that you meet about Cardone University and the success that you've had. Like the most impactful thing that we can get from people is when people evangelize for us and talk about what we've done for them. Like, I could tell somebody right now that Cardone University can double your sales, it can double your income. But if you meet Dave from New York at the 10X Growth Conference and he meets you and goes, hey, yeah, I had to come here because I signed up for Cardone University, my production changed, I'm making 30 or 40 or 50 grand more a year now or whatever it is for you, and it completely changed my life. I'm a lifer for Grant. I'm going to come to all of his stuff. Like that is the most valuable thing that anybody can do for us right now.
That's awesome. It's but I want to be more engaged than that. How do I make that official? What can I do for you literally? Can I do that in front of the stand? Can I move around? Look, I know you guys. The reason I want to do this is to get more closer and networked with you guys. So how do I do that for you at the event? And I mean, it doesn't have to be just evangelizing Cardone U. I mean, I'll pick up trash for you guys. I'll follow you around with a towel, a bottle of water. How can I help you, and how do we lock that up?
Yeah, I mean, we're I mean, in terms of like actual logistics from the event, we're pretty covered. I mean, we got like 250 people that are covering the event between temps and employees and security and production, and so we're good on all that. If you want to have an impact and somehow like try to do something with the group, then I just go introduce yourself in the most professional way to everybody from the team that you can. Like, one of the things that I did when I was trying to get a job here, and I'm not saying that's what you want, but if you're trying to get known in our group, is keep an eye out for the staff and introduce yourself and just say, hey, my name's Dave, I'm from New York, been on Cardone University, love your stuff. If there's anything I can do to help you out, you guys have done a lot for me, just let me know. Like, so that we come back and Dave Robards goes, yeah, I met this guy Dave from New York, he was a really cool guy. And then Steve's like, oh yeah, I talked to him too. Like, if you want to have an impact for like whatever you're hoping to accomplish, then I would say that.
Cool, man. So
All right.
who do I talk to just seriously lock that in and like, you know, I just want to stay engaged the whole time. I mean, you can't be too prepared. I'm not looking for money. I just want to like just 100% be engaged at the event. Who could I talk to about that?
Yeah, I mean I'm telling you what to do right now. So just do that. Like that's cool, the thing. That's the thing you need to figure out, and you got to figure out why. Like, what do you want from it? Like, what are you looking for? Right? Why do you want to do that at the event?
You know, I want to get more connected with you guys without physically moving to Miami. I got a family to support here.
Yeah.
Why?
Why do you want to get more connected with us?
More opportunities, more products to sell.
Like for you or for us?
For me.
Yeah, so you want to get more connected with us so that you can improve your situation where you're at?
Or help you. Yeah, like how or how can I help you more from a distance kind of a thing. Absolutely.
Yeah, like what, you want to work for us from New York?
Sure.
Like this is what I'm trying to do with you is tell people what they need to do for themselves. Like, you guys need to take that thing about like what you want, and you need to go all the way back down to the base, where instead of saying all that, hey, I want to help you stuff, Dave just goes, hey, look, man, I'm in New York, I got a family, I can't move, but I want to work from you here. How can we put that together? Like that is the way that you shortcut all of this, because we just wasted 3 minutes of time of him trying to say how he can help me. Like, we're all covered on help. We don't need any more of that. We don't need any of that stuff, when he could have just said, hey, dude, I want to work for you in New York. How do we make that happen? And I can like direct him to the appropriate person in order to handle that. So thanks for the call, Dave. I appreciate that. Todd at grantcardone.com is who you need to reach out to for that, by the way. Or go to grantcardone.com/careers, and we can help you there. So look, the point of what that example with Dave was, dude, you got to get your pitch down short, figure out what you want. This is not the time to figure out how you can help, how you can support, how you can serve, how you can add value, all these things that give somebody else a problem. Right? This is crude. This is, this is you cut through all the sales pitch here. You just go right for the close. You just go, hey, my name's Dave. I'm from New York. I want to come work with you. And if there's a way for me to do that remotely, I'd love to figure that out. Who do we talk to? He should have done that from the beginning. At 10X Growth Conference, if he comes up and he's asking me all that stuff, I'm just like, you're giving me a problem, you're giving me a problem, you're giving me a problem. When all he really wants is to figure out how to come work for us, then I'm going to say, hey, beautiful, great, love to have you. You sound good, you look good, feel like you'd be great on our team. Go into the concourse, into our HR booth and go apply. That's the way to get what you want. This is like, take out all of the time, all of the fluff. That is what you guys need to get through your head at this conference, because we give people the permission to do this. Like this is the environment, your dream environment for this, because this is exactly what we're telling everybody to do. So this isn't like a Chamber of Commerce meeting where everybody, you don't know who's there for what, or like this isn't some weird thing like that. Everybody here is like, dude, 10X, let's go, let's grow, let's do something big, let's do something massive. How can you help? Like, that's all this is about. So cut through all that, all right? Who else we got?
You got Lou in New York.
Lou from New York.
Hey.
Lou.
Yes.
What's up?
What's going on?
Welcome to the show, bro.
Oh, right. Okay, it's a delay. Yeah, Jared, thanks so much for taking the call, but I just wanted to just ask you, I'm on Cardone U, and awesome information. I'm halfway through the perfect sale system, and I just wanted to know, Grant talks about where I could show you the product from the inside or from the outside. So I just basically wanted to ask you, when it comes to, I'm in financial sales. I know Grant's example was about the car. So I just wanted to ask you, can you kind of shed some light on that?
Yeah, so I mean, all he's doing there is he's demonstrating an option for the customer. And that option is an indicator of what the buyer has interest in. So when you say, I take somebody to a house, I'm a realtor, and I go, hey, where would you like to start? The backyard, the kitchen, or the master bedroom?
Right.
They're gonna, by what they pick, I'm gonna know what they have the most interest in.
Right.
So if you're a financial advisor, then you're gonna say, hey, great, thanks so much for the time. Before we get started, I wanna hear from you, like where you would like me to direct this call. Would you like me to start with investment strategy, with insurance strategy, or with tax strategy? Or something like that. And then they're gonna help direct you. So the purpose of that is to figure out where to take the presentation based on the interests of the customer.
Awesome. And if I wanted to drill you a little bit more in regards to specifically talking about insurance, can you kind of also direct a little bit of your knowledge right there, or just on insurance products, like whether it be policies or health insurance?
Yeah. Would you like me to talk about stock market strategy, tax strategy, or zero risk, high return life insurance strategies? Like it's the same thing, but I've just put a little lipstick on the pig there at the end.
Got it. All right. Well, like I said, appreciate all your help and time. And
Lou, are you coming to the 10X Growth Conference?
Unfortunately, man, I'm traveling overseas, and I tried like really hard, but I plan on coming to the boot camp in April. Definitely want to be there and meet everybody.
Do I have your word that you're going to come?
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to give you a deal right now. The tickets for the boot camp are $3,000 on our site right now. Okay. That's for an executive level ticket. VIP tickets are $4,500. I'm going to have Natalie, because you gave me your word and I think you're a man of your word, I'm going to have Natalie set you up with a ticket to an executive level ticket to the boot camp for $997.
That was the same for the mentor, which that was pretty awesome too.
Natalie's going to hook you. Natalie's going to get you set up right now. Thanks for the call, Lou. I appreciate it.
Yep.
One more. Who we got?
You got Mohammed in Texas.
Mo from Texas. What's going on, bro?
Well, I'm doing well. How about yourself, sir?
I'm doing really well. Thanks for your call today, bro. What's your question?
My question is, first off, I've been watching you for years with Grant, and I think you're doing a fabulous job just improving yourself, man. And now I'm like always pretty excited to see you pop up and kind of listen to what you have to say. So I appreciate that.
Thank you.
No problem, man. So, my question is, I'm coming to the 10X in Vegas, and I'm bringing a buddy along with me. I was supposed to come last year, couldn't make it, so this year I'm coming for sure. And I like some of the things that you spoke about today. And I guess my question is, so some of the things you said was like spot on, since I do run a marketing and ad agency. But when I'm coming to this event, I'm looking at it to like, well, one great thing that I would love to find is a mentor, especially over there. So one of the questions is, you said, find what you want out of it. So if I find a mentor or if I find someone that's pretty successful in that business, because he's there to get something out of it too, right? So my question is, why would he want to work with me, or why would he want to mentor me? Because he has his own goals and agenda.
Yeah, so dude, that exact question that you're asking right now. Like, why would he want to mentor me? That is what you need to, if you're coming to find a mentor, that is what you need to come up with answers for. Like, what is in it for him to mentor you? And then you got to come up with a pitch around that. Like, hey, Francisco, I know that you have an ad agency, but I'm sure at one point you were just getting started just like me, and you were struggling and you were making mistakes and you were just trying to survive and make ends meet. I'm in that position right now. Man, it would be invaluable to me if you were able to carve out a little bit of time, either if I could pop you some questions via email every now and then, or maybe if you could, find 10 minutes a month to just jump on a phone and answer a couple questions for me, it would really help me out. In exchange for that, I'd love to do some media buying for you completely free. I'd love to, whatever. Find something that you can have that you have, or something that you can do that would be valuable to him.
Got it. That definitely does make a lot of sense. So I appreciate that. And I think the other thing that, I don't know if this is a question, but it's just a thought process, but I'm doing, this is my third year going on into this business, and I've been, fortunate enough to be close to doubling up every year. So now I'm kind of at that growth stage where I actually, thinking about it, I do want to find, I think a partner would be valuable, because I am a kind of a one-man team. So I guess just touching on that subject, like why, I think when people talk about partnering up, people, it's just kind of like, I guess it's the same thing. I probably have to find what would benefit him with working with me, right?
You always got to go back to that. Like the question that you're asking, like if you're saying, hey, why would somebody want to partner with me? I'm just going to tell you, well, dude, why would somebody want to partner with you? What's different or unique about what you do? What value do you bring? What can you offer? You got to come up with those answers.
Right.
Like they're based on things that are unique to you. If I had an ad agency and you had an ad agency and we were both the same size, we kind of did something similar, you got to come up with a sales pitch that highlights you in a way that's different than somebody else who's probably doing something similar, maybe asking for the same thing. I tell sales guys in the back, I'm like, dude, look, you sell the same product as everybody on the team. You work for the same company as everybody on the team. The difference is you're on the phone and the other person, Mike Bonnet or Steve Spray or Dave Robard, they're not on the call. You are different than them. And you should be able to justify somebody to spend more money to do the deal with you than somebody else on the team. Like, what are you going to do? If I'm talking to Steve Spray, I'm going to tell Steve Spray, you need to have a pitch prepared for somebody that's so good and they see so much value in you individually that they would pay more to get Cardone University from Grant Cardone Enterprises than they would from Dave Robards. So when you start thinking through like, okay, hey, why am I different? What's different that I do that Dave doesn't, or that Steve doesn't, or that Mike Bonnet doesn't? Like how do I support a customer differently than Natalie or Francisco that's worth more money to the customer? So you need to figure out those things. They're all unique to you. I can't load your lips on this. You got to figure these things out. Maybe it's your experience. Maybe it's your specialization in how you do what you do, or some proprietary thing, or maybe it's the fact that you work 7 days a week, or that you're committed to waking up at 4:30 in the morning because you live in LA or San Diego because you want to be available for your East Coast clients that open at 9 a.m. Maybe I don't know. Like you gotta start thinking creatively about the things that you do, because that is how you build conviction. Like people say, how do I get more sold on my product? How do I build confidence? You build confidence by actually taking the time to figure out what it is you do that's valuable. And if you can't come up with anything, that's your problem. You aren't different. You aren't unique. You're not valuable. And there's nothing you should be confident about. So then you have to figure out, okay, what can I start doing today that will start building confidence in me that I'm different? So, maybe instead of showing up from 9 to 6, you're like, I'm showing up at 7:30 and I'm staying till 7:30 at night. I'm working 12 hours a day. I'm putting more time in. I'm going to commit an hour of that time to training, studying, and personal development. Like I'm going to start spending Saturdays doing support for my clients. I don't know, man. You got to come up with the list of things that you can build value in, so that more for you than anybody. I mean, like if you know the product that you deliver is quality and that it can't be beat, and I'm not talking about the pen or Cardone University, I'm talking about the product you. Like if you deliver something that is of greater value than other things around you, you will have confidence in your offer. And you could take that with you anywhere.
No, I agree. I appreciate that, man.
So you get a pen and a paper. Like once you end this call, get a pen and a paper and start writing down all the reasons why you're different, why somebody should pay more to do business with you. And that's the pitch that you bring to your potential partner. Appreciate the call, man. Look forward to, you going to be in Vegas? You're being in Vegas, right?
Yes, sir.
Good, my man. We'll see you in Vegas. All right, folks. You got to have a plan. If you want to be successful, you got to have a plan. Number one, for the 10X Growth Conference, you need to figure out who you want to meet, who you want to network with to make it your best event ever. Number two, research each and every one of the speakers that are going to be there and figure out exactly what you want to learn from them, hear from them, glean from them in order to maximize your trip. And then number three, man, if you're trying to transact with somebody, who is it? What problems are they having and how can you help them? Tighten those pitches down to 15 seconds, that just these really punchy pitches. Get your stopwatch out and time yourself. My name's Jared. This is what I do. Here's how we help people fix their problem and get rid of their pain. And this is the ultimate financial gain or the time gain or whatever the gain is to them. Boom, boom, boom. Drill it. Practice it. Rehearse it. If you can't practice and drill and rehearse your pitch before you get to the conference, that in and of itself is an indicator that you will get less than you deserve at this event. So mental note, between now and Wednesday the 20th or the 19th or whatever of this month, you need to start practicing and drilling and role-playing this thing. Find a good friend, good partner. Find somebody in the mentor group that'll get together with you and role-play this with you, because it'll make all the difference in the world for this trip to the 10X Growth Conference, and you will get 100X return on the investment that you made to be there. Couple quick housekeeping things before we wrap up about the conference. Number one, seat selection. We still have about 600 people that have not yet selected their seat. So what that means is we don't know you're coming, right? So the seat selection option came out when you bought your ticket. So the email that the ticket came from was events@meetingplay.com. Check your spam, events@meetingplay.com. Check your spam, because that's going to give you the link that you can click on. You're going to create a login. Your username is your email address. It's already preset for you. So all you have to do, click the link, plug in your email address, and then it's going to tell you to create a password. That will create your account in the ticketing system so that you can go down and you can pick one of the remaining seats that we have available. Make sure you do this. Super important, because we will oversell the event, because we think that people aren't going to, there's a percentage of people that just aren't going to show up. They're going to flake, and we're going to give away your seat. So make sure you do that ASAP. If you have multiple tickets, make sure that you provide separate emails and names for each person coming. That means a separate name and email for each ticket. The system will not allow a duplicate email in the system. It's going to create a bunch of problems. It's going to slow down your registration process. Definitely don't want that to happen. If for any reason you can't find your email or whatever, email events@grantcardone.com will help you out, or call the office at 310-777-0255. Let's see here. If you're not able to make it to the conference, if for whatever reason you can't come to the event, Sunday at midnight is the deadline for you to get a credit to the next conference. So if for whatever reason you're not going to be able to make it to this event, Sunday night at midnight is the deadline for you to call the office and say, hey, I'm not going to make it. Give me a credit for GC5. After Sunday, if you're not able to make it, you're going to forfeit your seat and you're going to forfeit any credit that you have. So really important that you get this done for you so that you get your credit, and for us so that we can get that seat to somebody who wants to come and who's going to probably on one of the waiting lists we have right now. For registration, you're going to get a little loyalty card. I left it in my office. You're going to get a little loyalty card. It looks like a credit card. It's got a 10X on the front. That is your ticket to get in. That's how we're going to identify you all 3 days of the event. It's a little credit card looking thing that says 10X loyalty card on it. And that will be the thing that gets you into the event. It's your conference. It's your pass. We're not doing the lanyards this year unless, we're not doing these lanyards this year. So this will not be the thing that you get around with. It's going to be your 10X loyalty card. If you don't have a loyalty card, and you should have had it already, I think they're going to mail out today. If you don't get a loyalty card, that means you have to go through registration. So that means you have to go to Bayside A. Wednesday, that will be from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Wednesday the 20th. And then Thursday, that's going to be from on the Wednesday the 19th. It'll be from 2 to 10 p.m. And then Thursday the 20th, registration will be open from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's going to be at Bayside A. Fortunately, we're going to post this so you can rewatch this part if you need to, because I know there's a lot of information here. Okay, international, if you're coming from out of the country, you have to go to registration. We're not going to mail you a loyalty card. Really important that registration is handled early. Do not wait until Friday to register. It's going to be insane. There's going to be a madhouse. And if you were at the event last year, each day we did something really spectacular, amazing, and special to open the conference. We had Snoop Dogg one morning, we had Lil Jon one morning, and we had a crazy-ass parachute entrance on day one. So, like, we do insane things at the beginning of the day intentionally because we want to try to condition you, just behind the scenes here, we want to condition you to show up early. So there were people that showed up late last year because they didn't leave early enough, they got stuck in traffic, they couldn't get in through security, blah, 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 blah. They missed the Snoop Dogg performance. They missed the Lil Jon performance. Okay, so we do things every year early because we want you to be there on time, because that is when we start on time. So make sure you get there early. Plan on being inside the event in the arena 45 to 60 minutes before the event even starts. So we start at 9 a.m. every day. Plan to be in there at 8. That means get to registration or get to check-in or security at 7. Just plan to be there super early. Worst case scenario, you get there a little early. You can cruise around. You can meet some of our team members there before it gets all out of hand and crazy. And most importantly, you can connect with the other attendees from all around the world. If you lose this loyalty card, it's $150 to replace it, so don't lose it. Security. Get to the venue early. VIP, Diamond, and Premier will have their own VIP entry, but every single person is going to have to go through security. There's a little thing you go through, the little band that they do. There's like a full security check. No bags will be allowed into the venue. That means no laptop bags, no backpacks, no briefcases. And like ladies, we're going to allow a purse. Your purse needs to be about like that big, like the size of a checkbook. If you come with a purse like this, too big. Okay? Needs to be too big, all right? The purse needs to be smaller than a 10X planner in order to come in, and you're going to be searched just inside the bag. So no bags. And then finally, I'm not going to do this yet. Because I have a little sneak peek of the agenda. The sneak peek of the agenda is coming. We're going to tell you when everybody's speaking, so it's going to be pretty crazy. I know everybody's interested in that, so they can kind of plan their day out. It's going to be insane. I'm so excited. We have 1, 2, 3, possibly 4. I've got 3 locked in for sure already. There's one more surprise. They're all like power players. They're all A-listers. They're all people that you're going to know. And these are all going to be the craziest surprises. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this person's here right now. It's going to be insane. Super excited about this year's conference. It will, without a doubt, be our best one yet. If you can't be there, you can't grab one of the last remaining tickets that I think we just announced, 10xgrowthcon.com/uncle to grab one of those. A handful of VIPs left if you call Natalie at 310-777-0255, 310-777-0255. If you can't be there, get the stream because it's going to be insane. PPV, baby. 10xgrowthcon.com/PPV. Get the live stream. Get it on demand. Get the recording and own it for life. Remember, the only people who condemn the hustle are the ones who've already given up on the hustle themselves. We'll see you next week.
Monopoly is real, but you have to have the financial understanding.
This is going to be an unbelievable event for you, I promise you.
How do you make your business about the community?
When that opportunity knocks and you can become something successful in life, you got to push forward.
Don't miss anything.
This conference, it has far exceeded my expectations, far above and beyond of what I ever would have imagined this event would have been.